Happy Easter, family members. I know it's been quite a while since you last saw my face on this channel, but this time around it was not my doing, or maybe partially my doing, but it was beyond my control, right? I lost all my content in my content creation phone. In fact, right at this moment that I'm talking to you, my chest is still paining me, as in I still have chest pain just thinking about it. I mean, I had so many contents in that phone, both content for YouTube, both on something I'm working on. Everything went down the drain. I mean, that phone was carrying literally my entire life when it comes to social media, and everything got lost. How I lost it, what happened, what did not happen, story for another day. It's a very long story. I'm not about to bore you guys with all of that, but at the end of the day, God is good. I'm still here. Before I lost all the content I had on this phone, I mean, I was already traveling. I started traveling. I mean, I started the year traveling. I traveled January. I went to Nigeria, and that's what I just want to come and just talk about here. Upon getting the phone back and trying to like get some of the content, the videos that were backed up, I got some of it, and I'm just like, this trip shouldn't waste, right? This little content I've gotten should not go to waste, so I should just come here and put it out. So that's why I'm doing a sit down. I'm going to be inserting some of the videos I found so that you guys can go along with me as I give you the story time, right? If I wanted to do just that, I feel like the video is just going to be all over the place. You guys are going to understand what's happening, what's not happening, since there's some footages are missing. So let me just come and just be saying here, you get the point, right? Okay, so the year started for me in January. Mid-January, I traveled with my sister to Nigeria. I mean, I was the one who was carrying her to Lagos this time around. She has been to Nigeria, but she had never been to Lagos, and she was like, she really wants to go to Lagos to experience Lagos for herself, and also to use the opportunity to also buy some things for her business, using one stone to shoot two birds. And who is better to take you to Lagos than me? I've become like the Niger babe. So she told me when next I'm traveling to Nigeria, she wants to go with me to see all of Lagos and all. See, there is this hype that Lagos and Abuja has, especially for people who have never been to Nigeria, or people who are not even Nigerians. People outside have this hype, especially about Lagos. When you watch movies and you watch, like, there is this expectation you have about Lagos. So she was like, before anything happens in this life, it should not be heard that she has never been to Lagos. So on that note, I told her, okay, I'm traveling in January. So we planned it to travel together. I'm going to get into all of that about her expectations about Lagos and all that. Now, I told her getting from Cameroon to Lagos is such a long drive. Prepare yourself, brave yourself to sit in the car for so long. And she's like, she's not sure she'll be able to sit for those number of hours to get to Lagos. So she wants to reduce her journey by half. So she told us we're going to go through water. Yes. I know some of you are going to be like, Carol. So some of you will say, water again. After I said water is not safe, Yes, I know water is not safe and everything. But that was the best option we had at that point, because we had a very close window to get into Lagos. I mean, our time frame to spend in Nigeria was so short, and if we had to do anything otherwise, it was going to affect the entire duration of the trip. And we had a particular day that we had to be back in Cameroon latest, because I mean, we had to come and prepare for Valentine's Day sales and everything. So yes, it was a very close window. So we had just like one day to get to Lagos. So we had to do everything possible within our power to get to Lagos within a day. Yes. So our best option was to go by water. Water is way faster to get into Nigeria. I mean, 4 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, you're already in Nigeria, as opposed to road where you have to spend hours and hours and hours. So that was what we did. We woke up very early in the morning. Remember, we had 24 hours to get to Nigeria. So we woke up very early that morning. Around 4 a.m., went to the seaside to go on board one of the early boats to go to Nigeria. So places were not even clear when we woke up. We went to the water side, we loaded into the boat, and then we left. I think we left Cameroon around 5:30ish or thereabout. So we got into the boat, left Cameroon, and then we arrived at Ibaka. Story for another day, family members. See, do not try this at home. I mean, every time I've traveled through water, I always arrive at Oron. But this time around, because we wanted to leave Cameroon very early, that boat that was leaving at that time was stopping at Ibaka, was not reaching Oron. So we're just like, let's go, let's just better be on the move. And that was one of our biggest mistakes ever. I think I'm going to talk about that later into this video. So we got to Ibaka, and then we had to take a bike from Ibaka to Oron. Biggest mistake ever, family members. Please don't try this at home. If you're a Cameroonian, for Nigerians it's okay. I mean, for Nigerians it's very much okay. They're not going to disturb you on the road. But if you're a Cameroonian, you dare stop at the back to take a car to a bike to Oron, you're going to regret your life, because the money you will spend on the road is way more than the money you spend in water for control. A lot of people say that from Ibaka to Oron, there are so many control posts in the water, you're going to spend a lot. So even when you arrive at Ibaka, you tell the boat driver you want to continue to Oron, they'll be like, do you have money for settlement? And settlement is a lot to yada yada yada. Insist that you want to reach Oron. They should take you to Oron, because they'll make you feel like, dropping at Ibaka is cheaper for you. It's cheaper for them, not for you, because you will drop there, the amount of money you will pay for those people there, those indigenes around there, they'll tell you machine ground fee, this one, immigration, that one, which is all illegal money safe. But then you will spend so much money, and then the police control on the road, it is way more than what you have on water. That's what they don't tell you. The police control there, you will spend so much. At the end of the day, you end up spending so much money getting from Ibaka to Oron than if you went through water. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is a lot of control in water from Ibaka to Oron, but it's nothing compared to land. And land, it just has its own wahala. I don't even want to go into all of that. So yes, we got there, took a bike. We finally got to Oron. From Oron, we took a car. We hired a car from Oron to go and leave us at the airport, Uyo Airport. When we were planning this trip, we're checking which one was closer, Uyo or Calabar Airport, using Uyo or Calabar Airport, and we got to realize that Uyo Airport, I mean, it was closer for us, since as we had a very limited time to get to Lagos. So getting from Oron to Uyo, it's about 1 hour or less, something thereabout. But from Ecom to Calabar is about 4 hours. So we're like, okay, that was our best fit, right? So we got to Oron, we took a car directly to the airport. Initially, we thought we were going to get to Uyo town itself before now going to the airport. But we're just so lucky, after we had negotiated on the car to take us to Uyo, and then from there, we're going to take another car to the airport. That was what we initially thought. But the moment we got into that car, we already paid the driver. The moment we got into that car, I called somebody to ask, like, okay, this is what's happening. And the person tells me, oh no, the airport is even between Oron and Uyo. So you don't even need to get to Uyo itself to get there. That means we'll be doing double transportation, because we would have passed the entrance to the airport, gotten to Uyo, and then get another car and start coming back to the airport area. So it was like, it's instead shorter for us to move directly from Oron to Uyo farm, and we already paid the driver. Now we tell the driver we're going to the airport, and he's like, you guys are going to the airport? I mean, you could see the joy on his face, and we just looked at ourselves like, like we have messed up. I just told my sister, but anyway, maybe today is just his lucky day for him to like enjoy, because we're supposed to pay way less. I mean, from Oron to Uyo is 2,500 naira. So imagine now, you're not even reaching Uyo, you're going to the airport, so it's supposed to be cheaper, right? But anyway, that happened. Mama, we got into the car. My sister started sleeping off. I mean, she was so tired from that stress, only from Ibaka to Oron. They stressed us on the road. They really stressed us. Thankful that we even like left really early. If not so, I'm not sure we would have even caught up with our flight. We got to the airport, we did all our checking-ins, and then we boarded the plane going to Lagos from Uyo. I know a lot of you are probably wondering in your minds, like, this girl, you have been visiting Nigeria a whole lot. What is it with Nigeria? Can't you just leave Nigeria for us? Go somewhere else. Yes, I would go somewhere else. But before then, I'm working on something in Nigeria. That's what's taking me to Nigeria a whole lot. I've been doing a whole lot of back and forth between Cameroon and Nigeria because of this project I'm working on in Nigeria. It has costed me everything, finances, my time, my energy, everything. I've I've put my heart into this project, and I'm hoping that when it's finally ready for me to launch it, I'm counting on you all support on here, that you guys are going to show me the love and support. Now, getting to Uyo Airport, from the moment I saw the signboard that leads us into the airport area, I thought it was just going to be like a few meters and then we're going to get to the parking lot of the airport. But family members, it's a whole journey. I was so surprised. I had to wake my sister up, like, wake up and see what I'm seeing. It was such a long ride from that airport entrance to getting to the car park of the airport. It was so long. We got there, we had to freshen up using the bathroom, change of clothes before boarding the flight. So we went there a little bit early and they had not started our checking in, so we just came to this restaurant just in the airport there to get some snacks, to sit down and wait until it was our time for us to check in. Our time came, they called us in, we checked in, and then we went to the waiting room where we're waiting to be called to board the flight, right? Family members, I was so shocked about everything concerning this airport. I mean, for a domestic airport, I was so impressed, and I could not help but to just compare it to Douala International Airport. Fam, in this waiting room, the kind of AC that would hit you, I mean, you're actually feeling impact of AC. But funny enough, in Douala International Airport, we don't have any AC in that airport. Like, you will sit in the waiting room and you're sweating. You're literally sweating so much because we do not have an AC anywhere in the Douala International Airport for the public. There is no AC. I do not know if there are ACs in, obviously there are ACs maybe in their offices, but in the waiting rooms anywhere there is no AC. But in this domestic airport, I was like, wow, I'm really, really impressed. So it was time for us to board in. We had to do like a last check before getting into the plane, where you keep your things. A woman searches the females and then a man searches the male gender. I know they say do not compare, but family members, it is really hard not to compare, taking into consideration that, I mean, two countries are different, everything is different, but I could not help but compare. Like, this is a domestic flight, but everything was giving. I mean, when I used Kameko in Cameroon, when I used Kameko, I don't want to talk about that. That's a story for another day. Let me not expose my people. But I mean, the services for this domestic flight was way better than Kameko could ever provide. I mean, everything concerning it way better than Kameko. From booking the flight to everything, it was such a smooth and seamless process. Kameko, you all should learn from your neighbors. Come and learn their standards and copy some good things about them. I was very impressed about this domestic flight, to be honest.
Please ensure that your carry-on baggage does not obstruct any aisle or exit areas. If you're having difficulties storing any of those items, please advise one of the cabin crew members for assistance. And also, please be mindful of the activities around.
The sun setting on this day was giving everything it should give. This flight was for 5:30 p.m. So this is 5:30 p.m. in the sky. And like 15 minutes after the plane took off, they came and shared their packs. And I was curious to see what's inside. Oh Lord, Kameko. See, traveling with Kameko, they give you like one croissant and a small bottle of water. But I was really surprised that here they had like a variety of things inside here. They had plantain chips, cupcake, and what struck me about the cupcake was the fact that it had a production date and expiry date stamped on the plastic. I was like, oh wow. And they also gave like a mini juice and water. Like, they still give variety. I'm just like ah, one day we shall get to this level, right? Praying and keeping my fingers crossed for my country. So it was a very smooth flight from Uyo to Lagos. We got to Lagos at about, I mean, it wasn't far. I think it was like 1 hour 45 minutes from Uyo to Lagos or thereabout. So it wasn't a long flight. We got to Lagos. airport, everything went smoothly. Collected our bags. We took a ride from the airport straight to Oshodi, Lawrence's place. If you're an OG on this channel, you should know that's like my regular hotel each time I go to Nigeria. So we got there safely. Lawrence went and bought us food. We ate and then we rested for a night. This experience was so relieving. I mean, compared to the number of hours I would usually spend on the road to get to Lagos, it would take me more than 24 hours to get to Lagos from Cameroon. But with this way of movement for us, it took us less than how many hours to get to Cameroon. I mean, it was very, very smooth. If not for the incident that happened at between Ibaka to Oron, it would have just been like the perfect trip. So we woke up the next morning and started our activities, went to the market. I mean, I'm just going to end here, and then in our next clip we're going to continue all about the Lagos shenanigans with my sister, who was a first timer in Lagos. Her impression about Lagos, what she had to say after, like what you expect versus reality, all of that. We're going to have it in our next video, so stay tuned until then. Hopefully I'm going to see you all unfailingly by the help of God on my next one. Bye fam.